Hey, good morning, everybody. I wanted to make this video because I just saw this video about money and money in marriages and how marriages have separate accounts and joint accounts. For me personally, I think it's going to be better for me to have a separate account just because I have impulsivity when it comes to spending money. So I don't think it's going to be ideal for me to have the same account. Now, if it was a little bit differently, then that would be something to talk about. But yeah, another thing is like I do believe that a lot of people do have the problem with debt and spending and how to budget in a marriage. That's really hard for a lot of people. And then you have debt, credit card debt, um, all these spending issues. So the biggest thing right now is that even in America right now, which is why I think a lot of people just kind of resorted to being single, is because it's a hefty job when you have to, pay things for your kids, and then you have to think about like, ideally how you're going to be able to deal with the financial stresses of everyday life. And especially because the way the economy is right now, it's just putting things in a bind where people just aren't going out as much. They're staying indoors, and it just creates a lot of issues. Now, I did want to say that having one course of income and being a parent is not workable. It's not feasible right now for me. So I had to look out for another job and college and whatnot, which I didn't really want to plan on doing, but I feel like I should be just because it's not enough income coming in. Now, ideally, there's a lot of things that come out in with stresses with money and the stresses of life, but you have to think about it like what do you would you like to see for your financial future, especially when it comes down to marriages, because like there's so much more that you have to really think about, not just even the numbers. You have to think about like, is this working from home situation a good thing for me, or is it better to work outside the home? For me, honestly, I never wanted to really work from home. The only reason why I had the challenges is because I just really, with my family situation, that's the only reason why. But other than that, I would suggest myself to really work outside the home. So yeah, I just felt more at ease with the fact that, the only good thing about working from home is that you don't have to worry about the commute. You don't have to worry about, so much more of the gas prices. I mean, get gas and all those kinds of things. But there are challenges working from home because it feels a lot more challenging because you're working mainly for by yourself. So there are some pros and cons working from home. And I just noticed that when I work from home, I get more stressed out more than working outside the home because I used to work in retail quite a bit, and did fast food places and things like that for money, but it was an ideal situation for me. But so looking for something that you enjoy. I feel like I said in my head, I'm like, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing now because, I'm just having to do it because I need income. But honestly, find a job that makes you happy or an online business. Like AI is, like I said, it's not going to go away. It's one of those type of things that most companies, they either stray away from, or they don't have a really consistent schedule with workers. So I noticed that a lot of people are getting laid off, and there's just a lot of things that are happening on in the world right now. My friends, they're not no longer working their jobs right now because that my friends at the library, they closed down the library. So there's things in the world that people are really going through nowadays, and the economy isn't the way it was years ago. It looks like a different realm of things to where people are just not going out there shopping and spending like they used to, and it's incredibly sad, I would say, because we have such things that we can do to really raise our standards with living. And when you think about the cost of living and stuff, and then you tie that into having, a lifetime partner, it is very challenging out there for a lot of folks. So I definitely want to remind you guys that no matter what you do, put your faith in God first before you do anything. And I mean literally anything in your life. And thanking God for all the blessings that He has poured down upon me, regardless of whatever situation I've already been across in my life. But anyways, hope you guys have a awesome weekend.